Have you ever felt like parenting today is harder than ever? Like no matter how much effort you put in, your child is constantly distracted, overwhelmed by screens, and struggling with emotions you don't fully understand? Do you ever wonder if the way you were raised as a child still applies today, or if we have to completely rethink parenting in the modern world? If you ever felt this way, you're not alone. Parenting in 2025 is different than any generation ever before. We are raising kids in a world that's dominated by social media, constant information overload, and pressures that didn't exist even a decade ago. But here's the good news. Being a great parent today is not about doing more. It's about doing things right. Hi, my name is Chananya Abraham. I am a licensed psychotherapist, and I have been working with kids and parents for the past 16 years and studying the psychology behind parenting. I've identified key strategies that help make the biggest difference in raising confident, emotionally strong, and happier kids today. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. In less than 8 minutes, I'm going to walk you through exactly what it takes to be a great parent in 2025. No outdated advice, no generic tips, just proven strategies that actually work in today's world. But at the end of this video, you'll have a clear action plan to raise your child with confidence, even in an unpredictable world. So now let's jump into these 7 science-backed strategies that can truly level up your parenting in 2025. All of these tips that we're going to talk about today have been backed by research and psychology and have been written about extensively. The first and most important thing, I would say, is to practice emotion coaching. Emotion coaching comes from Dr. John Gottman's research. He found that kids who learn how to name and manage their emotions with help from their parents grow up to be more confident, better at relationships, and even perform better in school. So instead of just shutting down big feelings like, I hate school, what you want to be able to work on with your child is to say, it sounds like today was a rough day. Do you want to talk about it? You're not solving the problem for them, but you're helping them process what they are feeling. Name the emotion. I see that you're frustrated. That makes sense. This simple step helps build emotional intelligence like nothing else. The number 2 thing that we're going to talk about is focus on connection over control. When we talk about attachment theory, and another very big one by Stephen Porges, polyvagal theory. I know these are very, very fancy terms, but their core idea is about when a child feels safe and emotionally connected, their behavior automatically is going to improve. You don't need to force it. So how do you go about doing that? Spend just 10, 15 minutes a day doing exactly what your kid wants to do. No phones, no multitasking. Even a simple, hey, you want to build Lego for 15 minutes before dinner? That teeny little ritual tells your child that you matter, and that strengthens the bond between you and them. And then where there's a meltdown, lead with curiosity and not a punishment. Something must be going on. Do you want to talk about it? That's connection. That's really, really powerful. A lot of times when our kids do things to us specifically, they're not trying to be flippant or chutzpahdik. They're not trying to do certain things in a way that's trying to make us feel bad. They're trying to tell us something. Connect to that. Do you know how you get that connection? Doing things with them, bonding, working on that relationship. And that's what polyvagal and attachment theory teach us. Now move on to step number 3. Let's talk about using the concept of authoritative parenting. It's a game changer. But being loving but firm is really, really important. And that's what authoritative parenting is all about. Not authoritarian parenting or permissive parenting, but this style is backed by decades of research from Dr. Baumrind and many others that talk about the concepts of being able to have healthy attachment with our kids in the long term. So this is what it looks like. You set clear boundaries. Bedtime is at 8:30 because your body needs rest. But you can also involve the child in how we talk about things. I know it's the weekend. Maybe we can talk about having a different type of structure and bedtime routine, maybe a little bit later. Can we talk about it together? And when there are certain situations where the rules are going to be broken, you have to stay calm. You have to follow through. We agree there's not going to be any electronics an hour before bed. Let's try again tomorrow. You have to be firm and in control, but let them be a part of respect, structure, and love all at once. When we talk things out with our kids, when we communicate with them, and we realize they're not doing things to defy us, they're doing things because they need and want something. That's really, really, really important. Another very, very important step is what we call modeling growth mindset and grit, talked about by Carol Dweck, Angela Duckworth. When we talk about grit, it's about teaching your kids that success comes from effort, from persistence, and learning from failures. It's not just about being smart. And instead of saying, oh, you're so smart, you say, you worked hard on that, didn't you? And you didn't give up. That's awesome. When they struggle, we teach them that mistakes are how we get better. Do you maybe want to try another way? And it's also really important to remember, you have to model this yourself. So if you mess up on something at home, say dinner or setting up something in the backyard, it's okay. I'll get it right next time. Or maybe I'll try a different recipe. Your child learns resilience by watching you. That modeling behavior is so important. The way you deal with failures is the way they are going to deal with their failures. Limit screen time. Enhance all of the tech relationships you have in the house. Now, I think many people would assume this would be the first thing we should talk about, harboring of other important behaviors at home that are really important before we start talking about electronics. There is so much screen time out there today, and the research has shown us so many times in so many different ways that having too much screen time could be, especially if it's unstructured or if it's late at night, messes up with a child's attention, behavior, sleep patterns, and overall mental health. We cannot ban tech. That's pretty much impossible today. It's about guiding it. So set family rules, whether it's no phones by dinner, screens off an hour before bed, making sure that we have some sort of structure and a chain of command when it comes to dealing with electronics. Obviously, this is a very long topic just on electronics itself, and please check out some other videos where we talk about this. Get to a place where there's a relationship together with your child, with the electronics. Co-watch or co-play them. Oh yeah, who's playing tonight? Oh, interesting. Oh, I don't remember. I haven't watched baseball since I was in college. Or what's this game about? Can you teach me? When we harbor the relationship, when we enhance who we are with our children, that really helps the electronics not to take over the family, but become a part of something in a balanced and healthy way. Also, ask reflective questions. How did that video make you feel? What did you think about that movie? You're not setting limits in that sense. You're teaching them how to use tech mindfully. Another very, very important thing when it comes to parenting is to prioritize play and unstructured time. I think this is very much overlooked, but it's so important. Kids need unstructured play. Research coming out of Harvard and many other places show that free play builds brain development, self-regulation, emotional health, and you should not have a complete schedule every single Sunday, every single day of the week with your child. Let them have some free time. Let them be bored. Boredom is just a way of asking your brain to be creative. So what would you like to do is something we can ask our child. Encourage outdoor play, imagination, storytelling, going to build with magnetiles, Legos, Lincoln Logs if you still might have them. Do you want to pretend like everything is lava and you have to go all over the place within the house? Doing these imaginative things are so important for self-growth. And we can learn so much through play. And our kids learn so much through play. We learn so much through play. It's their language. Let them speak their language. I think the last, also a really, really important step that we talk about when it comes to being an awesome parent in 2025 is to model self-care and emotion regulation. Take care of yourself. Your kids do not need a perfect parent. They need a regulated one. There are many studies that show that children mirror our emotional state. And if we're going to be stressed, then they're going to be too. So say sometimes, I'm feeling overwhelmed and I'm going to take a breather for 5 minutes. Mommy's going to go rest. I'm going to go shut off everything. I'm just going to go lay down. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Let them see you rest, exercise, take breaks, laugh. And when you mess up, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I snapped at you. And when we mess up, say, you know what? I really made a mistake and I'm sorry about that. I'm working on myself too. When we show our kids how valuable we are, that goes so far in what they see in us and what they're going to learn. And when they have a regulated parent, they have an awesome parent. And that's really, really important. We just went through 7 awesome steps to how to be a great parent in 2025 without feeling overwhelmed or how to get lost in the outdated advice that's out there. And I'd love to know which one of these resonated with you and what you plan to apply first. Please drop a comment below. And if you're interested in more cutting edge parenting strategies tailored for today's world, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Parenting is evolving. Let's make sure that we evolve with it.